lot of just swaps that went through, and like it actually helped me a lot just learning with the academy team even.
Well, it is the 9th and final week of the summer split with coverage presented by OmniSlash. I'm here with Sneaky, who I haven't talked to in quite some time. Actually, I don't know if I've talked to you this split.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah. Well, time to chat. So this has been an interesting split for you because you weren't playing, now you are playing, now everything's incredible. I don't know if we've actually heard too much about your side of everything, your experience for the split, and what your take has been, but I'd love to get it.
Yeah. Well, it was a pretty weird transition, I guess, because we're kind of just scrimming before the split started, and then like things weren't going too well. Like we kept having these like really big overhaul problems that weren't really getting solved. So then they like just put in the academy guys in the main team scrims, and then we were just like on the sideline like watching, and we didn't really know that they were gonna like go for the switch, but then they went for the switch, and then it was just weird for me like playing academy because I wasn't used to that. I didn't really expect it. So initially, like everyone's reactions were pretty much like the same as mine. So like, I don't know, super odd. But as time went on, we kind of like figured out how to play the game as a team overall better, because there was a lot of just swaps that went through, and like it actually helped me a lot just learning with the academy team even. Like initially I was with Zazel. Actually, no, I was with Smoothie at first, and then Zazel came back. So then I like noticed a lot of tendencies that Zazel and Blabber actually had that were really good at first, because there was a lot of things that we were missing on like the regular main team from spring. So it actually helped me realize like what was really going wrong in those like overhaul problems that were really subtle but were actually big problems. So yeah, just from there it just kind of like transitioned, and they were trying out the other roster, and then like they were losing a bunch, so then I came back, and then yeah, we've just been winning since and playing a lot, mixing up some between Sven, Blabber, Golden, Jensen, and that kind of stuff.
So I'm very curious because a lot of the fans, I think, questioned a lot of the decisions that were made at the time. Now those fans feel like the decisions were all for the right and the team ended up stronger. I mean, it's an interesting question to ask you. Do you feel like the decisions that were made led to a stronger C9?
Yeah, for sure. Like I just said, there's just a lot of things that were really hard for us to recognize as a team that we were able to pick up, that I'm sure like even the people on the main team that were playing when I wasn't on the main team like started realizing that we were missing from before. So yeah, like it definitely was a pretty big help, and it's gonna be hard for any team that ever wants to do like subs, especially in the Western region where it's not really, like accepted as much. It's like, is it Fnatic that's pretty much one of the only other teams that does it right now? So like I think the initial part's always going to be really confusing for everyone, like the players and the the fans. They're always gonna be like, what? Why is my favorite player getting benched? And it's like, well, it's not even just specifically because someone's like playing bad. It's just like overall team synergy is off. So they just try to fix things, and I'm sure that's why it happens in Korea as well. Like, Afrika is playing between like Kramer and Aiming a lot, and it's like, I don't know who Aiming is. Like, why is he playing? It's like, oh, well, maybe they just had a lot of synergy with him.
So, final question kind of on this before we move on to how things are right now with the team. What is the relationship between you and Jack and Reaper now? Because I'm sure it was a little awkward at the time, because I think you've got a long-standing friendship with these guys. Mm-hmm. Then kind of this awkward thing happens where they're like, actually, we're not going to have you play. And there's some confusion publicly. So I'm kind of curious, what do you think the relationship is like with you guys now?
Oh, I mean, it's back to normal. Initially, it was just off because I wasn't like a part of the decisions, because obviously I was the one like getting benched.
Yeah.
But since then, since I've been back, they've like included me in on the decisions, so I'm able to like help make them and me like understand more, because there's a lot from like the player perspective on switches that maybe they don't see as much, because they all talk as staff and like the rest of the staff we have, and then they don't really talk, or they weren't really talking to the players, but now they're like including everyone on those decisions so that we can all come to a conclusion together. So yeah, the relationship is good still.
What is going on with C9 right now? Like, how do you feel about the strength of the team? Is there a chance that you guys are the best team? I mean, it seems like you're on a rampage. You beat Team Liquid last week. You beat 100 Thieves now. It's fascinating to watch on the sidelines.
Yeah, I think we're really strong, for sure. We're on a 7-0 win streak, I think. In the second half of the split, in total, we've lost 2 games. And then, I don't know what total win. Maybe it's like 9. I think it's 9. Yeah. So, yeah, we're doing really well. Yeah, I think we'll be one of the scariest teams for playoffs now that we're secured it.
Yeah.
And obviously, we'll have to play tomorrow versus FlyQuest. So, we'll get to finalize how good we look if we could beat them. And we can even get a bye, actually, which would be really nice. We've been working really hard this whole season, and we can try to finish it out. And it's been a while since I've been in the summer playoffs. I think it was 2016. Yeah, 2016. And I hope we can win it this time, because I don't want to deal with 3rd seed again for Worlds. That'd be nice.
Gauntlet is a cruel mistress.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Yeah. What do you think the chances are that you guys make it to finals?
I mean, I think if we keep playing at our current level and, keep going up, then I think it's super likely. But, sometimes you could get complacent or, things just start struggling. Like, I think we're going to play on the current live patch for playoffs. So there's a bit of a mix-up there. There's, like, less damage in some of the runes. I think it was something like Scar I talked about. But, yeah, it's just some mix-ups that sometimes can affect teams in weird ways.
One joke that I was making all last week, including in my interview with Reaper, is that I feel like every 2 years around this time, a whole lot of the teams and coaches and everybody have this emergent issue, which is keeping their players prepared for League of Legends while those players really want to play World of Warcraft. And C9 in particular has been memed in the past for their interest in World of Warcraft. It's something Doublelift likes to make fun of. I'm very curious, like, is this a distraction at all? Are you playing at all? Like, what is the situation for you guys?
Oh yeah, I'm 120 right now.
Okay. Okay.
Speaking of Doublelift, I saw him logged on last night before his game. Yeah. As was I, because that's why I saw him.
You kind of outed yourself there. Kind of, I guess, dragging him down with you if you're going to go down on that ship.
Yes. Yeah. Bring the fire. Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's ever a problem. The only time it would be a problem with any game that you play as a secondary is just if you're avoiding solo queue for it. But I think there's a healthy relationship with playing other games. Just keeping your mind off of like League sometimes is really helpful for just resetting, and maybe you find yourself in some string of bad games and like solo queue or from scrims, and you just sit down and relax, have fun with whatever you want. Like, not even specifically WoW, but WoW is out right now. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, the whole team's playing it, and we're having fun together. Haven't played that much together, like, 1 or 2 dungeons. But yeah, I mean, it's just like a side game that you can play if there's downtime. You played a lot of solo queue already, whatever. Yeah. In the past, we actually were playing it in group stage 2016.
Yeah, so the group stage 2016 is one of the ones that I think about so much because historically, oh man, why am I forgetting their name? The wildcard team that made it through. Albus Nox, thank you. Albus Nox apparently didn't get any scrims because nobody wanted to scrim them, and they just played WoW for an entire week beforehand, and then went on a rampage. So it's an interesting. World of Warcraft has an interesting impact. I feel like every 2 years on Worlds.
Yeah, it's a buildup of synergy that you couldn't find elsewhere.
How much is your victory today due in part because of your hitting 120?
Oh, I mean, it's all the credit goes to WoW, honestly.
Yeah, very good. Well, look, is there anything, I know you usually meme at the end of these interviews when I ask you if you have anything to say to the fans. Not as much as Lemon, but others. But I do think there probably are a lot of fans who just went along on this, like, fucking crazy ride over the split. Like, what Sneaky's just sitting there streaming and playing Academy, and then you come in and it's like you're on a rampage, and it must have been interesting. So I don't know if you have anything to say to those folks, but anything at all?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a pretty wild ride. Lots of downs and got some ups now, so I'm hoping to keep on making you guys happy and go through playoffs.
Last question, I want to throw this out there. Was there ever a chance during all this split where you thought, because you've been playing for a long time, you've got this great streaming career waiting for you, that you thought maybe I should just stop competing?
No, definitely not. It's something that people tell me, but it's not something I think about myself, because I do love the competitiveness of the game, and it just adds so much more to it. Like, if I'm just playing solo queue, I'm just like, oh, I'm just trying to climb. And it's like, oh, I can climb and go for, rank 1 LCS.
Yeah.
Not just rank 1 solo queue.
Very good. Thank you so much, Sneaky, for the interview. Great to talk to you, and excited to see what Cloud9 can pull out in the next couple of weeks. For everyone else, you can check out the rest of my coverage of all things esports right here on my YouTube channel. I want to thank OmniSlash so much for the support of my content. They are on a train right now, a train that you could be on, and that's the Travis train. Just get on that train, subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit up my Twitch. We're stopping at all the different stops, all right? This is a train, and it's going far. So get on the train and ride it. Ride that Travis train.